hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbind real magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. So, switching things up a little bit tonight. I'm working on my necropolis gathering. So I'm just gonna, there we go. See, that's just how easy it is to knock over a bottle of zip kicker. So we're gonna go ahead and kick things off a little wild today. I'm going to be drilling a hole into this. And I'm trying to think if that's probably the best place to put it. It's probably the best place I've got. So I'm probably gonna grab it with a pair of pliers, kind of hold it like that. And we're gonna just see how that goes. But we need to put some holes in this. It's brass. It's pretty tough. Right there is where we're wanting it. Let's try holding it down. Mm-hmm. Sure. Can I do it in a little bit? Or do you need it right now?
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Okay, I got to get on my phone. I'll have to look for it.
No, I didn't know if you had
Yeah.
That's okay.
No. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put that in a vise. I'm really not feeling good about that. I don't want it to, one, fly off anywhere. Two, there it is. Let's try this again, put it in a vise. This other side. I don't think that vise is going to be... Nope. It's not tight enough. Since we put that rubber in there. But we can totally take that off. I would rather it be functional than have that nice little grip in there. There we go. That's not moving. Let's try this again. We'll go ahead and adjust that. I might have to use a punch. Yeah, we're gonna have to use a punch. If that'll work. I'm not sure. We'll see though. Haven't had to use that in a while. So let me grab that. was hoping it wasn't going to come to this. Okay. We're going to go with a little itty bitty one. I might have to take this hoodie off. What? I don't even know if the smallest is going to go through there, but let's try it. This is a 0.4. There's got to be a better way to store these. I don't know if I've ever even opened this though. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't seem like it. Let me get a hammer. All right, punch. Well, I just broke the punch. Nope, it bent the punch. Nope, it did break the punch. Okay, so is this too, this is too hard. Clearly. Son of a bitch. Well, what can we do about that? We could drill it, which seems excessive. But I've already kind of tried that. I do not want to make them out of plastic card, but I just ruined a fucking punch. But I've never used the punch before, so really not that big of a loss if you really think about it. And I'm not really going to try that again with a slightly larger punch. I can't tell if I made a hole in it or not. If I did, it's a very small one. I don't think I did though. I think I just dented it. Yeah, that's not very helpful. So our options at this point are to not put, I need my phone. Let's see. I assume that this thing was tied with a string roped through it, but maybe I'm incorrect. Nope, there's a hole. There is a hole. Hi, Mowgli. How are you? I'm trying to figure out how to put a hole in this little sheet of brass. I'm not feeling great about it because it's proving to be quite difficult. Pin didn't work. God, work has been a nightmare. I'm sorry. That's not good. I'm having a hard time putting a hole in this. But I am sorry that work has been a nightmare. I've just been doing all the grinding and the rolling. What do I have that can punch a hole through this? I thought it was that. But I think that metal is too thick. It is, like, have you tried a nail and hammer? So, I just tried a punch. I need a small hole. So, let me try a slightly less fragile one. Let's try one more time. And this time I won't hit it with the power of Thor behind me. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go. It's apparently a lot more dense, which is exactly why I use it, but at this point I really thought that we would have gotten through there. See, I can see small parts coming off. So I am making some progress. Hey! We did it. We got through it. Good thing we've only got one more. Alrighty. Well, we lost a punch along the way, but that's a lesson learned. That'll be used for something. I don't know what yet. Yeah, so yeah, kind of tried a nail and a hammer. These are punches. So they're used for if you need a very small, these would be for punching holes, or if you need a rivet, there's like a little piece of metal that's going to pop out on the other side. And you use this to smack it. A little hammer, just punch it out. They also come in squares, hexagons. I think I actually have this. Do I have a star? No, I've got a weird, that's a rivet. Yeah, it's a rivet punch. And then maybe a triangle. I don't know, but hey, we got through it. We got through it. That's sick. I didn't know you could get different shapes. Yeah, I think, let me see. What other, I have 3 that came with the actual just, I think it's base punch set. Yeah, it's a rectangle, a circle, and a triangle. Nice triangle. There's a little punch. This is the foil that normally you would use to punch that with. A lot thinner. It's just a little bit thicker than what I use for like making fabric and whatnot. Mowgli, how do you feel about K-pop demon hunters? That's going to be key to how much you enjoy what we're doing here tonight. If the answer is not at all, then I'm sorry. You're going to not enjoy this. Yeah, and different material. My daughter loves it. Oh, well. You might enjoy this then. I was working on my Necropolis warband, and I was thinking, hey, I know I'm going to do this and this and that and this and that and then. And I was thinking along the route, oh, I think, colors, the color scheme and whatnot. I'm like, oh, well, they'd look really good black and gold. And I was like, yeah, I kind of like the outfits that they wear in the golden video from the now. I was like, there's 3 of them. So then I just started making K-pop Demon Hunter versions for Necropolis because there's 3 of them. And I thought, well, I'm going to arm them like them, and we're going to go from there. But thank you. I spent a good amount of time today on the weapons. I'm trying to get them done because they are going to be the longest part here, but this is fucking sick. I'm very proud of this. So let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, that's like I pretty much I cut out that piece of metal and I filed it down to get that shape, and then I also pretty much gave it an edge, so it's actually sharp. Uh, yeah, you can see there. An edge to it. I've honed the blade, as they say. But I'm pretty damn pleased with that. A nice rod that is very firm. It will not get bent. Oh wow, you made a miniature functional up. Yeah, that was the idea. And then I did the same thing with the sword. Which, see if I can get the detail a little bit better on the sword. Nope. Yeah, I wanted to show the. It's actually so cool. I don't know if you actually sharpened it. Thank you. So the sword, I'm trying to get the. There you go. You can kind of see the wrist guard or the pommel. Yeah, the wrist guard. The wrist guard is well, it is one of these, which is a thruster. So it's essentially a wheel with a bunch of very small pieces of metal, like very elaborate filigree looking almost. There, I think you can see it in that. It's very small. But in order to do that, I pretty much took, let me see, is there any way for me to get that clear? To choose it to be right there. I think that's it. I think you can see. Yeah, you can see. So pretty much just very, very elaborate looking. I like it a lot. And then the back of it has a nice little baby's kind of skull for the pommel. And then the blade itself, I did the same thing as I did with that, where I cut the shape, I filed the edges, so the edges are honed. I cut the shape to be the same kind of shape as the 4 tiger sword from K-Pop Demon Hunters. And it's actually, this is a first for me, but it's a full tang in that I actually, the piece of brass continues all the way into the handle. What were these models originally? They were very majestic. Oh, yeah, so they are the harvesters from Distillery. They normally have a bunch of robes, and I cut those off, and we're gonna put our own robes on them. But I swapped out their heads, and I cut off all of the weapons, and pretty much drilled out the hands in order to feed weapons that I was making. So not too much of a change compared to what they looked like, but it's still it's noticeably different. And they don't have as normally they have these giant like scythes. The pommel is from the same metal piece. So yeah, so the actual piece of metal goes from here to here. And it's just a sliver that I filed down to fit inside of one of these little tubes. One of these guys that I use for the helmets and whatnot for 1490. It's these little stacking tubes. Oh, hey, I am way too zoomed in. There we go. Yeah, so these little tubes that I use for doing the exhaust and whatnot on the helmets for 1490. That's the same kind of little metal, but it's essentially just to act as like the guard inside there to fill out the hand. And it also, because this little spindle wheel, it has a hole in there. The hole, it's like the guy who makes tiny food, but you're just a tiny blacksmith. Yeah, pretty much at this point. I'm just trying to get my tiny blacksmith on. But yeah, I do enjoy doing very small miniature work in metal. At one point in time, I was looking into like soldering, because there's a whole bunch of like the very first thing I think of is like railway. That's a big. It's unheard of. It's completely unheard of in like miniature, like tabletop miniatures. but it's like not unheard of at all in like old railway dude kind of like hobby. Like they're all about like, oh yeah, and then you tin and then you solder it, and it's just like, dude, these are just the craziest functional little metal machines. Uh, but that kind of stuff I've always really enjoyed. Anything that makes it slightly more realistic and actually doing the thing just at a very small scale is the closest that we can often get. Definitely has the word bunny. That's cool. Everyone. Yeah, no, I think so. It definitely, I think it kind of shows in the finished project and product. But I was wanting to do a gathering for the game with the Kentucky crew this weekend. And I thought, hey, there's a couple different things I could make, a couple different things I could do. And I was like, well, this is only 3 models. If I can get them pretty much built and painted in 2 days, which is not too bad for 3 models, that's pretty plausible. Right now, I'm just taking that piece of brass that we drilled a hole in. I'm gonna have to make 1 more because she's got 2. But we are going to thread. We're going to thread through that hole, tie it, feed it down in through the hands. She's going to be holding 2 of these, pretty much one up there and one up here. And her name has escaped me at this point. Rumi, Mira, Zoe. That's it. And that's a small hole. Pause. Yeah. It's a small little hole to thread that through. And then I've got to drill the holes in her hands still. They are still filled in. She was originally holding a big scythe, kind of like this. Yeah, I'm gonna step away real quick. I'll be right back. Boop, 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 boop. Also, I'm zoomed in too far. Sorry about that. There you go. Zoom out just a little bit. This shirt is communing with the eagles currently. I spoke to those eagles earlier. They did not tell me as much as they normally do. Okay, what's the best way to go about doing this? I'm thinking it was the holding it down method. Let's just do the hold it down method. And hope for the best? Hold it down and hope for the best? Is that the best method? Ooh. Slow and steady seems to win the race. Not using a hammer and pounding a punch into the brass. And see, look how much easier it went the second time. We just had to figure it out. No reason to get stressed, Eli. Now you are melting into the cutting mat though, homie. Literally, because it's getting too hot. We're almost through though. Almost. If your cutting mat doesn't have holes in it, do you even hobby? Exactly. My inventory manager got let go because they weren't doing their job, and now all of that work is pushed onto me. It's a nightmare. Soon they'll have to just full. That's awful. I'm sorry, Mowgli. But on a positive note, I mean, I was going to say, at least it looks good on you if you're able to do all their stuff, but unless you're wanting that, then it's just more stress. Especially if they've already are going to fill it. But I'm sorry. That's stressful. Hey, we got through. Yeah, no, you're right. If it doesn't have holes in it, am I even cutting? The issue wasn't so much a hole, it was that it literally was melting. Like, yeah, that's hot. Not enough to give you a burn, but you're like, that's not comfortable. It's cooled down though. But yeah, it melted a little bit there from the heat. But now we have a nice little shape that we can true up. Like the other one. Hey! There we go. And then let's take this. Let's see, how far does it go? About yay. Yay far. So just to go ahead and kind of copy that cut, we're going to copy that cut. Like that. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Offered to step up, but I didn't realize the shit show it was. It's too late to back out now, boy. Too late to back out now, boy. Ooh, they gonna get you. Alrighty. Yeah, no, I hope it works. I hope it goes well. I'm sure it will. You got this, Mowgli. I believe in you. Anyways, I just want to apologize for missing morning. Oh, no. No, you're good. You're good. I'm yes man with love. It's going to be my career. I don't know. These people care for me as much as they care for the product. Man, I know all about that. I know all about that. And no worries on missing. Everybody has stuff going on. And I appreciate any time that you're there to talk, hang out. This is not a square, flat side. That is. Oh, just using a diamond file to make a small K-pop demon hunter. That's all the rant I'm giving. How has Eli been? What's on the agenda? It's going okay. I'm just trying to get some stuff done for Necropolis this weekend. I did a bunch of cleaning this week. I still got a bunch more to do, but we are making progress. We got the new camera. That's not really too new. That's been like maybe a week now. I think about a week since I started using the newer camera. And I definitely am glad. New lens, let me rephrase that. But I cleaned out an area over there to put my equipment, so we should be able to do that regularly, like mess with stuff. So I'm trying to get into the, hey, you make video content too, instead of just making sure I get the hobby side of stuff done. So there's that. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's it. Been doing a lot of filing, a lot of little metal blades. Oh yeah, and we did some beastmen. We sculpted beastmen heads and lots of little teeths. Sculpted a bunch of little beastmen teeths today. We're gonna get back to that in the morning. I was just working on this after lunch and what have you. So thought I would finish this up because I'm trying to get these done for the weekend. And I think that looks good. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that's it. That's where I left off. Your Beastman tail was the last I remember. Okay, okay. Well, I can show you what we got done this morning because I'm pretty pleased with it, and I think it's actually dry now. Behold, the head of the shaman with all of his teethy glory. Yeah, it's pretty good. Those are pretty good little teeths. Whoop. There we go. Oh wow, it's tiny. Yeah, it's small. It's just his little head. But I sculpted little teeth in there. He doesn't have any eyes. He's not gonna have any eyes. He's got some crazy little horns. I'm pretty pleased with him. And then we made a lower jaw for the chieftain in a similar manner, but we have not gotten to sculpting his lower teeth yet. But there we go. Yeah, so again, he's got some nice little brass teeth, but he'll get some green stuff sculpted ones to go in between there. I'm trying to figure out where the... I think it's right there. The focus. Yeah, it's small. I've been doing a lot of small metal shit. That's a compliment, by the way. I could never achieve 6 detail. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no, it's tiny. I like making little tiny things. I like little things. Bum, bum, bum. Thought I saw a cat over there, but I did not. Thought I heard one as well. There's a cat in here? Where? Let me see. Never met one of those. Let's see. I don't remember. Were you in here, Mowgli, when we talked about the game that Tim made about the YouTuber deathmatch? That was a funny little thing. Happened recently, but I thought you were here for it. Okay. Here we go. No, I don't think so. Oh, okay. Wow. I'll pull it up. So my buddy Tim, Tim Howling Mad Lupin, is wonderful. And he messaged me the other day and was just like, hey, I need your help with something. Could you send me a picture making a game? And so we're just going to go here. Whoop. Any minute now. I hate how they changed. Howling Mad Lupin. Yes, so he did rules. He made a rules for a game that, yeah, Hobby YouTubers Deathmatch. A game no one will probably ever play. Make YouTubers fight or kiss, whatever. A little one-page game written during an endorphin-fueled kitchen clean. Not play-tested, probably unbalanced. Play at your own risk. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty fun. Tim is cool. He's cool. But I was like, oh yeah, I would love to be a model for your game about hobby YouTubers fighting each other. Looks like a poster I'd find at a slam bar. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're just like, is this like a backyard wrestling kind of thing? Kinda. Some smooching though. But you never know when it's gonna happen. I really like how far, you know, play little games with your little toys, make them shoot at each other, or maybe make them smooch, who knows. I do like how far that's kind of gone. You hear it often now. Smooch hammer. Alrighty, this thing's getting filed under. This is a pain in my ass. But I mean, I enjoy doing it. Truth be told, it just feels right, you know, making a really small throwing knife. It just feels right. Well, we fucked up a little bit there. But I think it's fixable. Oh, jeez. Scott Wise for 4013. Hello, thank you. Working on making some real small little knives. Sometimes you just gotta make a really small little knife so you can make like an undead K-pop demon hunters gathering. Yeah, I think that looks good. That took a long time. Oh boy. The point is slightly off, and it might bother me. Oh boy, after all that work, we're left with these two little pieces of metal. Look like two little shivers of something that I was going to throw away. Isn't that fun? Okay. This one needs to be filed a little bit more on that side. And then we will probably start threading them. Do you think they would be perfectionist, or would they keep the bent edge? I don't know. So they're also going to be like very old and dirty, because it's like everyone's dead. So it's just a bunch of skeletons fighting each other forever. The likelihood that they would be very well kept is pretty low. But I imagine that at one point in time it did look pretty. So I guess the edge could have been bent by that time. But I'm gonna have to fix it. There's no way I can let it. I can't go back and well, I'll change my lore to make it where they're okay. They'd fix that. I'd fix that. Would you fix that? I'd fix that. There we go, that's better. Perfect. I had a little baby brother. It was perfect in every way. And now let's sharpen them. Because everybody needs their 28mm scaled weapons functional. Luckily these are straight. The curved blade from Miro's was pretty shitty. That one sucked to make. Not as fun. I mean, it actually was probably the most fun because it was the most difficult. But with that, besides the point. Now this side. Just like you're sharpening a knife, because technically we kind of are at this point. Essentially, we just made a really small knife. Yeah. We gotta sharpen that side just a little bit. Just like that. Perfect. And we're left with this. Pretty slick. My shoulder just popped. Real gnarly like. We're gonna rub that side just a little bit. There we go. Yep. I'm just going to keep doing that at a 45. One of the sides of this. Sorry, phone died in back. Oh, no, you're good. No worries. I'm just over here sanding, filing away little knives. Man, I feel like we talked about some crazy stuff at some point in time. Or maybe I had crazy stuff to talk about, but I don't remember it anymore. It gets late and I get the sleepies. Come on. Okay, boop, boop, boop. So is where I have a movie or something? I keep seeing clips on YouTube. So there's a bunch of different animations. As far as an actual movie, I don't think that there is any movie. Oh, well, there's the, well, no. So there's the Blood Angels show that was kind of made into a movie. It might have been, you saw it on YouTube, so there's different places where you would get the different animations, unless it's like live action, in which case that's something I have not heard of yet. I know they were working on one for forever, but I'd never knew it. That's cool. Are they all canon or fan made? Most of them. So there's a lot of fan made, but there are. I think the best one that I know of that is canon is on. I want to say it's Amazon. It's the show Secret Level. There is an episode that is essentially like a precursor story to the game Space Marine 2. And it fucks really hard. It goes so hard. It's one of the few things that Games Workshop has ever made that I'm like, yeah, but Secret Level, okay, bet. Yeah, like, when I think of 40K, I think of the first thing that comes to mind is hyperviolence. It needs to be violent on a scale that it's just like nonsensical. Like the opening 15 minutes of Deadpool turned up to 11. Like, and that's pretty much what the Secret Level episode is. I see this clip of a boy turning into a man, then into a marine, and kills some witch-looking thing. Yeah, that's probably it. There is a very once you watch it. Also seen a clip of a dreadnought dying, and that was sad. Yeah, it's always sad. Now I don't know what that would be. That might have been. Was it all like really dark, like kind of black and white, but like the only color was red? Because that would be the Blood Angels stuff. Games Workshop made a Blood Angels animated. Yes. Okay. So that's yes. That is that's the one about the Blood Angels. I have not watched all of that, but that was one that they released through their like own studio and that kind of stuff. Now the Secret Level, I don't know. I think it's Sony. I would assume Sony made it, but if it wasn't Sony, I don't know who, because the Secret Level, it seemed to me like most of them were games that were on PlayStation. But GW owns the IP for Space Marine. But someone is making stuff for them using that IP. I don't know who that has the rights of it for the Secret Level stuff. Oh wait, no, it's probably fucking, I mean, it's still Amazon, because that's like where they talked about the Witcher guy. So Warhammer started as a tabletop game or video game? Tabletop. Yeah, so the book that I have shown a couple times, I'll grab it right now. But it's called Rogue Trader. It's the one that Roz and Possum are big fans of. This is the OG. This is 1987. 1987. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Very, 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 very different game. But this is where it all kind of began, to my knowledge. Yeah, I don't think it is Games Workshop's name for its futuristic tabletop battle game. So, yeah, 1987. So yeah, it's older than me. Damn, I didn't start playing until 3rd edition. I love that art style. Yeah, no, it's sick. Yeah, the really old Ian Miller, Rick Presley, John Blanche, so many amazing artists in that era. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was filing these. Whew, I tell you, it's pretty mentally exhausting, just filing a bunch of little metal, trying to make it sharp, make it look the right shape. But I'm pretty content with that. I think that looks like what her little knives look like. So now it's time to do the thread thing. What kind of thread are we putting on that? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Boop, 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 boop. Probably this. It's probably this one. It's going to fit in that hole, right? Let's see. Did the guy who made it sell the IP? So essentially, it was a company. Same company, to my knowledge, has always owned it. Now they did go corporate, um, but the art in the book is done by a bunch of different people. Uh, I don't know too much about the business side of the story of GW, but yeah, I know that because a lot of the art that's in there would be used again in some degrees in later rule books, but not too much. It just depends. Well, actually, no, it definitely was used. They reused art for a long time in a lot of different things, and I have no issue with that if it's good art, as long as they're not just recycling the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum, just recoloring it. But no, I don't think they did. Rick Priestley. Let me look. Boop boop. By Rick Priestley. Let's see, Rick Priestley. This book is dedicated to all the people made possible. So a whole bunch of different stuff was added. Cover art's by John Civic. Charles Elliott, John Timpson, logos, miniatures designed by. So yeah, there's a whole. Yeah, it was produced by the Games Workshop Design Studio. There's a whole bunch of guys on here. Whole lot of people are involved in making it. So I don't know who would. I guess the IP was owned by the company. So I don't think they could. I don't think anyone sold it. They just went corporate, to my knowledge. Or at least they sold out their shares. There's something in how it's actually ran. Definitely has changed. But most things have. That's not me trash talking, just trying to explain. But yeah. At one point in time, they made a really hard turn to let's get Warhammer everywhere and put it on everything. That's when they had like the Monopoly game come out and a couple other stuff like that. And I'm not dunking on that. It's doing that to a certain extent. You do water things down. But I'm always happier for more people to be drawn into the world of tabletop gaming and miniatures as an art. Boop, 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 boop. Now I'm back. Something golden. Something golden. Just like that, Mowgli. Kelly would not like that at all. And I don't think Possum would either. You know the words. Sam. Oh yeah, I gotta drill these holes. I'm not feeling like drilling these holes. Damn. So I gotta drill holes, feed them down in there like that, so she can be holding on to the little strings. I have only heard the name Warhammer when it came to tabletop games. We've opened the door for me. Oh, well, good. Yeah, there's so many games out there. They made a lot of board games. One of my favorite board games, Space Hulk, is by them. And that came out 90, 92 maybe? When did Space Hulk come out? Let's see. And they did make a video game of that as well. It was a pretty sick one for PlayStation 1 called Space Hulk Vengeance of the Blood Angels. It was pretty much very, very Doom-esque. Space Hulk board game. 1989. So yeah, 1989 is when Space Hulk came out. I have the third edition of Space Hulk. I need to eventually finish building those models. I wanted to make a Space Hulk board though, so that's kind of why I didn't. I was just like, well, I kind of want to make them like this, and then I kind of want to make them like that. Eventually, we will get to Space Hulk, but it's further down the list. But it might be fun to paint the models. But then we get into but if you're going to paint them, Why don't you take the time to make them what you want them to be, Eli? And then I'm like, oh, shoot, you're right. Okay, we're going to have to snip this. It's just I keep licking it, and I'm not just trying to sit here licking stuff all day. I'm not here to just lick threads all day in front of Mowgli on the internet. Is that what my life's become? I'm not even sewing. I might need to actually open that up a little bit. Maybe I'm too high. You ever think about what other people are doing? Man, ain't that the truth? Well, when you put it like that, is that an argument for me to lick more threads? What I'm trying to say is, you should lick more threads. Like, I'm watching you make middies in your room and Roz is doing Roz things. Oh, you mean like, hey man, you wonder what so-and-so's doing like right now? Like, what do you think Possum's doing right now, Mowgli? Like that kind of a thing? Like, what's their person? Oh, well, I don't even want to think about that. Probably something frustrating and upsetting. But yeah, no, I think about that stuff sometimes. Yes. Yes. Probably nothing good. Oh, man. Hey. God, I don't want to drill these holes right now, though. Ain't that just the way? But my little knives are done. Yay. Yay, your knives are done. Did that get shifted a little bit? No. Maybe. Ever so slightly. Yeah. I can glue that later. Well, the knives are done. I'm pretty pleased with that. That was an ordeal in itself. And now I know how to drill through that metal. It's a learning experience. But do I have what it takes to drill a hole in these hands right now? I don't know if I do, because if I fuck that up, I fuck the model up. Whereas this, I fuck up the little piece of brass that I could just spend another hour or so making. Man, this is so fucking rad. I did such a good job on that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but toot 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 toot. Look at that, that's so fucking sick. Like that. Man, if that was like regular size, you'd be like, oh boy, you got a permit for that? I'd be like, nah man, I made that in my basement. Yeah, toot away, bee. Toot away, BB. Oh, hi, BB. Yep. I'm pretty tired. I think we're hitting the point if I'm just getting sleepy. So I forgot one of the little supports there for her hand. We'll have to get that. Mira's fingers are not stuck together like that, so don't want to make this version of it like that either. Man, they're pretty spoopy. They got like no skin. It's just all muscle. All muscle and spookly skeleton stuff. Yeah. Do I want to try to put the holes in the hands? It's 8 o'clock. I've already broken a punch, but I did figure out how to drill a hole in the brass. I might stop here, Mowgli, if that's okay. I'm feeling a little pooped, a little tired, and I don't really want to mess up this model. I don't really know what else to do right now, other than toot away. Toot 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 toot. I'm making a tower in Minecraft. It looks like the one Behringer guy apart. Looks like the one Behringer ripped that guy. I'm good, man. I need to eat. Looks like the one Behringer ripped that guy apart. One Behringer ripped that guy apart. What now? Entire Minecraft. It looks like the one Behringer ripped that guy apart. You saved your time. Oh! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, I'm really glad that that's the that's like the first like story that I'm like, ah, cool. We're gonna do a let's play from the farmers. That was a really bleak story, and it's just like, man, I'm glad that the first story that's like, hey, what kind of games do I like to play? I like games like this. We think that we beat it and we made it to the end. We're feeling good. And it's just like, not only did we not win, we lost really hard, and we're sad now. Fun times. But no, I am glad that I got this done because hey, that was an hour well spent. Hour well spent. Thank you very much for your company. I will say, also, I believe it was Scott Wise. Boop, boop, boop. Yep, Scott Wise. Yeah, thank you guys. No, I'm glad you made it too. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and keeping me company. I didn't get too much done. It's all perspective, right? I mean, that's a good amount of work done. I don't have to make the weapons anymore. They're done. I just got to put holes in the hand, and then we're on to fabric. And these girls are going to be ready for paint. Going to get them painted tomorrow. We're going to do it. It's going to be great. But yeah, until next time, I will catch you guys later. Thank you all so much for your time. It's truly the most important thing you have, and the fact that you want to spend it with me it's humbling and wonderful. I'll try to tune in tomorrow. It might be on my break. Hell yeah. No. Always happy to have you whenever I can. So, good night. Bye, friends. Take care. Take care of yourselves and each other. Sit pretty. Bye, friends.